Welcome back to KSI Press. I'm Eddie Law. Joining us today is one of the baddest middleweights on the planet. Set the headline at the PFL World Tournament Semifinals against Josh Silveira, the pride of Birmingham, Alabama. I was going to say Alabama, bro. You can tell I'm from the state. Birmingham, England, there from the other side of the pond. My man, ladies and gentlemen, Fabian Edwards. How's it going, man?
Good, brother. I'm doing good. 10 days out, so I'm just itching, ready to go.
You always get is like when you get the closer you get, like the more antsy you get. You're just like, come on, let's just get there already.
Yeah, the closer I get, I'm like, I want to let these hands go. You know what I mean? I want to let these hands go. So, but yeah, like I say, 10 days out, I got a chance to go out there and really enjoy my work.
Yeah. Hey, with a nickname like the Assassin, dude, I'm not surprised at all that you just itching, man. Let's go. There you go.
Let's go.
There you go. All right, hell of a win last time out, man. First round, you drew the super tough Impa Kasanganai, and you took him out in the second round with that, highlight reel TKO, dude. He rushed you, you landed a flurry on him, and then landed a hell of a flying knee, finish him on the ground. Is that about as picture perfect as you can get?
Yeah, it's you know what? He's a tough opponent. I knew that he's going to be a good fight, but if he's striker versus striker, I I just I bank myself beating any striker in the world. You know what I mean? So it was a good fight, good finish. I saw him a little bit hurt and I thought I'm not letting him off the hook. I had to put it on him. I had to put it on him, and I'm happy that I went out there and got it done.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, man. You heard him,
Yeah.
like you said, you got to take him out because if you give him any life, man, he'll come back.
Yeah, you can't let that guy recover. So like I said, I seen it, so I had to take it.
Yeah. So you have wins against some world class guys, Gegard Mousasi, Leo Machida. Where does this win over Impa rank for you?
I say probably like my second. I think Mousasi was my first, and Impa, because he's a young, active guy. He's young, he's active. He won the 2023. He got in the final in 2024. So I think it's a good name. He had a lot of even though he lost his one before, but he had a lot of wins in those 2 seasons. So I'm happy that I went out there and took him out.
Yeah, and you took him out. That's the key. It's an impressive finish, an impressive victory. We're not talking a decision here. In terms of that, coming into this one, Josh Silveira, June 27th, Chicago, Illinois, with a trip to the finals on the line. How are you feeling about this one mentally and physically, just like 10 days away?
I feel good. You know what? Like physically, the work's done. I'm in some shape. You know what I mean? So, like physically, it's done. Mentally, I'm ready. All I've been doing is visualizing exactly how the fight is going to play out. How the fight week's going to play out, and just these key moments that's going to happen in the fight for me to win it. And I do see a finish coming. I do see it being like start of the third round. This is what I've been seeing for these last 6 to 8 weeks.
There you go, man. So did you watch his fight with Mike Shipman, and what'd you think of the performance?
Yeah, I watched the fight, and I went up on a train with Mike Shipman because I thought, you've just fought the guy. It makes sense going to train with that guy. So I went there, trained. I had a few tips. Because when you haven't fought someone, you want to know how they feel. You know what I mean? So to get the insight on someone that's fought him not too long ago, that was a vital part of the camp.
Yeah, so he kind of worked like a scout for you, basically.
Yeah, literally. You know what I mean? And so can't beat it.
Yeah, you would think more fighters would do that. A lot of guys don't do that. They don't go like, "Hey man, you just fought this dude. I know he beat you, but let's work on something here." Like a lot of guys don't do that.
Yeah, but it makes sense. It makes sense.
Exactly, right? The more knowledge you get, the more well prepared you're going to be for fight night. So it kind of works out. All right. So on the other side of the bracket, man, you got two dogs out there, man. Dalton Ross and Aaron Jeffrey. How do you see that fight going?
If I'm honest, I see Jeffrey beating him again. I don't think Dalton. He looked good. He looked great in this fight against Sadi or however you say his name. But I just think stylistically, the matchup with him and Jeffrey, I see Jeffrey beating him.
Yeah, the one thing I think because all us media guys, we always talk and everything, and people were just saying about that fight alone and a potential fight with you. It's one of those things where they're like, we'll joke around a little bit. It's just like, yeah, how do you think this fight's gonna go? Yada yada, this other stuff. And one of my buddies says, man, if it's a bench press competition, yeah, ain't no one got anything on Dalton. Dalton lives, he bench presses as much as anybody else, but looks don't win you a fight.
They don't win you a fight. they don't win their fight. And Jeffrey's in some shape, man. Like I fought him, and the one thing I say about him, he's got a fucking tank on him. He's got a good engine, so he knows how to use his conditioning. And I just think he's more conditioned than Muscle Man Dalton,
Mhm.
and I see him beating him.
There you go, man. So let's say it does come down to you and Aaron Jeffrey. And I know not to get past. I mean, we still got to deal with what we got in a couple days here, but to get to that fight for the finals for not only for a belt but for a big fat check, man. Like, how excited would you be for that kind of matchup?
You got sorry?
How excited would you be for that kind of matchup?
I'd be excited, because the last fight between me and him, I won it, but
Mhm.
I want to stop all of these guys. You know what I mean? I want to stop Josh, and then I want to stop whether it's Dalton or Aaron. I want to stop him next. Like
Mhm.
in my head and in my heart, I'm gonna go out there and just put it on these guys because I know once I put it on these guys, I can get these finishes. I know I'm explosive enough and sharp enough to get it done. So, like I say, whether it's Aaron or Dalton, I don't care. Like whoever
Mhm.
it is, I'm gonna go out there and put hands on and try to take them out.
There you go, man. So I got to ask you about your brother Leon coming off a tough loss to
Mm.
Sean Brady. How's he been doing, and is he ready to get back in there?
He's been back in the gym,
Mhm.
after the Brady fight, he was back in like 10 days after,
Mhm.
back to sparring, back to just just working,
Mhm.
because after a loss or a win, you can't just sit on the sideline for months. You've got to get back in it, and I was happy that he was back in it 10 days after,
Mhm.
and that's it, trying to get a fight booked up, and that's it. We'll see who they give us next.
Mhm. That's one thing. A second ago, you were talking about you physically you feel good, you're in good shape and everything.
Mm.
That's one thing they can never say about you or your brother is you guys always show up. You mean you guys always show up in shape, ready to go? You guys
Yeah.
work together on that?
Yeah, just working, just
Yeah.
working. I mean, obviously got like similar nutritionists and stuff like that, but it's just
Hmm.
about you've got to stay on this game all year round because
Hmm.
MMA moves fast. One year, one year you're the man. Next year you're not, and one year you can be the man again. So as long as you just be consistent, your time will come. You might go, but it will come again. And I do believe my brother is still one of the best welterweights in the world, and I do believe that he will get back to where he needs to get back to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What do you when you because obviously you guys are in different promotions and all
Mm.
that, but you corner him, he corners you. Like
Yeah.
that family dynamic in the corner. How important is that for you guys?
Um, for me personally, and for him, I think the feeling's the same. It's he knows and I know that the feelings 100%. Like
Hmm.
everything what he's telling me, he's telling me to the best of his ability. Same when he goes from me cornering him. So to have
Hmm.
someone in the corner that's at the top level in both of their own promotion, cornering each other, that's priceless. The experience is priceless. And we're doing it as well. We're not retired or we're active. So we're in the gym testing out these techniques. And we're able to tell each other what needs to get done whilst the fight's happening.
There you go, man. All right, some quick fire questions and we'll get you on your way.
Hmm. Yeah.
First one, outside of fighting, what is the most important thing for Fabian Edwards?
Kids, I got three, two girls and a boy. So
Yeah,
yeah, they keep me on my toes.
keep you busy, man. You want to stay in shape, just chase those guys around.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, hey, it works for me, man. I tell you. Number two, biggest supporter in your MMA journey so far.
I think the biggest support, I'd say my mom. I say my
Mhm.
mom. She's supported. So yeah, definitely momsy.
Yeah, does she watch you? Does she watch your fights
Yeah, she watches it, but she'll be watching it from like
like this?
like behind the curtain. Yeah, like behind the curtains. But she watches it. She watches it.
There you go, man. I think one of my favorite MMA moments of all time is your brother calling your mom after he won the belt, and I was just telling her,
Yeah.
"Hey, I did it. I told you." It'd be kind of dope to get you that here in a couple, couple more fights.
Yeah. Yeah, defo. I've been
Yeah.
chasing that moment, so I'll be excited to have my moment where I could do that with our mom and the rest of our
Mhm.
family, so that's what I'm chasing.
Well, let's get there, man. Let's get there. All right. Favorite combat sports athlete of all time.
Favorite, I'd say Anderson Silva. I just felt like when he was in his prime running through these
Mhm.
guys, he was just different. And like he's a striker, I'm a striker. The
Mhm.
confidence, the movement, everything was just you know what I mean, what you want to see from a striker.
Clean and crisp. Clean and crisp is what he
Clean,
was. It was nice. Yeah.
clean.
And what's your favorite activity outside of training and fighting?
Favorite activity? I'm boring, man. Eating, you know. I'm a fatty. I get in good shape, but when I can eat, when I'm allowed to eat,
Yeah.
I bet my mom's Jamaican shop eating, you know. So I don't know if that's a hobby, but
Yeah.
I'm saying eating.
Hey man, it might be a hobby for you and Patty Pimblett, bro. Because I mean, Patty gets up there, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Finally, on June 27th, Chicago, Illinois, what can fans expect from the assassin, Fabian Edwards?
Exactly that. An assassination. You know, I'm gonna go out there and pick this man apart. I really believe it in my soul. You know, I've trained hard, I've done the work, and fireworks. That's it. You know, it can be fireworks from the start until the finish comes.
All right, man. Do not miss it, folks. You called it. Fireworks until the finish comes. Middleweight action in the main event of the PFL World Tournament Semifinals, taking on Josh Silveira for a spot in the finals. The Assassins heading to the Windy City to put on hands on faces. Ladies and gentlemen, Fabian Edwards, thanks for the time, man.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you.